Hello everybody, this is Dimple welcoming y'all back to my next tutorial on Android framework components. Hope y'all are doing fine. Okay, in my previous session I had explained what is kswapd and what is low memory killer. So we all know that whenever the cache memory, that is the cache pages in the memory, whenever cached memory goes below a certain LMK threshold, that time low memory kicks in. So we all know that whenever cached memory goes low below a point, below a threshold, low memory kicks in, and first low memory killer kicks in, and low memory killer will start reclaiming the cache memory, but it will not reclaim only the cache memory. Sometimes, when the device state becomes very bad, that is, when the memory is getting utilized more and more, low memory killer will start killing other active processes also. Sometimes it will kill the foreground application, that is, the application with which you are interacting. It will kill your home application. It will even kill the background applications, whatever is background services, whatever is happening in the background. And at the worst case, it will even kill the system server. So when system server is killed by the low memory killer, that's it, it's done. Device will get rebooted and we have to start from first. All our data processes, everything will be lost if it's not in saved state. So this low memory killer, it will not just randomly go like that and start killing the processes. Android will keep track of all the processes running on the device, and for each process there is a priority given. According to that priority, a low memory killer will start killing the processes. So today we'll discuss what is that priority according to which low memory killer will start killing the processes when there is memory crunch. So let's get started. So the highest priority is there for the native processor. Native processors include init, kswapd, adb, daemon, install daemon, log d, netd. So all this, we know all these daemons will be running in the native layer. The next priority is for system server. We know system server is like the father of all other processes. System server is the one who will initiate all other processes. Next priority is for persistent. So persistent includes the core functionalities like telephony, NFC, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, networking. All these are the core functionalities which fall under persistent. Foreground is the one applications with which the user is currently interacting. So here I'm currently interacting with my camera application, which is in foreground. Perceptible are the visible processes. So visible processes means the ones with which user is not directly interacting with, but they are running in background. For example, I'm listening to a background music, or I'm searching whatever Google Chrome I have searched, that search is happening in background, like that perceptible means. Next priority is given to services which are started by applications. For example, this may be syncing some data in the background, uploading data to the server, downloading data from the server, or deleting any data. All this includes service. Next is my home application, which includes my wallpaper. Next is the previous application with which I am interacting with. Imagine I have opened Chrome. After opening Chrome, I open camera. So Chrome will become my previous application, and foreground application is my camera application. Next comes all the cached processes. all the applications which are in cached. So what is the importance of this? So this is nothing but it's a bunch of other processes. If user want to switch these processes, it will be switched very fast. For example, right now I'm using camera. I want to see my picture, whatever I've captured. So I want to use gallery. Gallery is in cached application, is under cache list. So what happens? Immediately gallery will be launched. If it is not there in cached process list, then gallery should be loaded into memory and then it has to be launched, which will take some delay. So if the applications which I try to launch are in cache already, it will be very quickly launched because all these are there in memory already. So this is the process list. Cache process has the lowest priority and native process has the highest priority. Now imagine I have used so many applications, so many memories. Here my applications are occupying so much of memory, and this white dotted line you all can see, that is my LMK threshold, low memory killer threshold, and my cache process is falling below that threshold. So what happens now? Low memory killer will kick in and it will start killing the process. Now we all know which process it will start killing. So cache list here is having the lowest priority, so it starts killing the cache processes. So first it will kill the calendar, then it will kill calculator, WhatsApp, Notepad, photos, Google, gallery, then Facebook, then it will kill Instagram. So all the cache list is killed now when there is no memory in the device. Next, we all know it will kill the application which I was using previously. So after killing cache, even though memory, see, you all can see here cache memory, now it's coming above the LMK threshold. So this is a good state itself, because I killed some of the, in my previous, you all can see here, cache, this yellow color is coming below the white color threshold. So that time LMK will kick in. After it kicks in, it will kill all the cache memory. After that, my LMK threshold is not met. Now this is in a good state. But what if I continuously extensively use multiple applications and there is no memory? That time previous application will be killed. Next, my home application will be killed. So when my launcher is killed, that time there will be no wallpaper. There will be a black screen for a couple of seconds. We will wonder what happened to my launcher. Why is this black screen I am seeing? That is because your low memory killer killed your home application to reclaim memory which is needed by other applications or processes. Next, we all know services will be killed. Next, perceptible services will be killed. So if you're hearing any, if you're listening to any music in background, then when low memory killer kills that background music application, then you can't hear any music. You will just wonder what exactly happened to my music. Where did it go? I didn't turn off. It is turned off by itself. That is nothing but your device is using more and more memory to reclaim that LMK is killing process one by one. Next, it will kill my camera application which is in foreground. So imagine I'll be clicking some pictures, that my camera application will start crashing. It will not respond. It will not respond. It will just go blank for few seconds. That means LMK has killed my camera application. So why is it killing all the processes one by one? To reclaim the memory. Then persistent. There will be no Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth, no network itself. And the last, system server will be killed when my phone just gets rebooted. So this was the order. So this was the order I wanted to tell you all. So the lowest memory is for cache list and the highest memory is for the native processes. When the system server is killed, that's all, it's gone. I wanted to inform this in my tutorial and I hope this was informative and helpful. See you all in my next tutorial. Until then, take care. Bye.